Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another installment over here. Um, we're gonna you see what the title is. It's yes, foundational broken African, not foundational broken American. Foundational broken African denies racism and hates Black History Month. Yes, you're reading it right. Um, so that's what we're pretty much going to get into today. I was on a podcast here on YouTube. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him. A guy named Aphrodamus, and he's pretty much what's this? uh an African. He's a continental African living in America. So he has all these typical Negro MAGA talking points, right? But with me, what I find with him, he's not like the brightest. So I believe that he's kind of, grifting. I even though I also believe that he kind of believes in the things that he says. But at the same time, he's kind of like you see how like you have the racists nowadays. They want to say something disparaging against Black people. If they don't get like another Negro minion to say that, they'll and a white person saying it, they'll say it in a subliminal, half-ass sort of way to make you go like, "Was that racist?" And it got you, like that shit is racist, right? He's not that savvy. He'll just come out and just say it, and with his chest, with absolute conviction. So I don't want to dialogue too long because I'm just going to get right into it. So basically, this was the thumbnail on his post, right? And again, yeah, happy Black History Month. This is the last day of Black History. So this was basically on his thumbnail, as you can see on right over there, right? So it's like, okay, no big deal. I agree with everything there, but if you guys look, it says Black History Month news, new racism, and then Nikichi found her Nigerian So what happened is he's also talking about Rachel Dolezal. So Rachel Dolezal, they were talking about trans gender rights, and not transgender rights. So it's like saying if you have people that are trans and you have to respect that a man is a woman, right? With that frame of thought, it will also make sense now that Rachel Dolezal, she says she did her DNA or some nonsense that she did, and she now claims to be a Igbo Nigerian, which is which is insane, right? So basically, that's what the show was about, right? It was basically about that, and then a conversation behind that. So while having that conversation, we were, you know, obviously him being a MAGA Republican, right, and a self-hating African. A lot of while having this discourse with him, he's saying a lot of racist things. He's doing a lot of some of it's not even really racist dog whistles. So, for instance, he'll use the word woke, which is a racist dog whistle, but then he'll go on a tangent and say a whole bunch of other racist stuff. So, let's start off so you get like an idea of where I'm coming from. And this basically makes FBA, this makes it look FBA saying, like, you know what, FBA is right. Because all the things that he's saying about, hey, look, you Caribbeans, you Jamaicans, you Africans come here, you guys don't know nothing, and all this other stuff, and then you side with white people because you love white people. But anyway, so let me I'm gonna share the video of what I'm talking about so we could proceed further.
Well, Afrodamas don't play.
I got a book
Yep,
too.
that
Oh, my
So
fault.
Damas. I got
that,
a book too.
yeah, that
that
I
that's
got
it.
I got a book too, Damas.
Yeah, this was since
Hold on. I'm sorry about that. I still have the thing up. My bad, y'all. My bad. Let me get rid of this. All right, so let me start over again a little bit. I mean, you really didn't miss anything. But you know what? I keep it right there. So what he was doing, he was holding up um the book Obama's autobiography. Sorry, it blocked it. He was holding up Obama's autobiography because we're again, we're talking about politics and yada 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 yada.
I was in the blackness.
Oh,
There's
what
nothing
happened?
wrong with
What
being a black be
happened?
blackness. There's nothing wrong
What
with being a
happened?
black be blackness. I'd rather
Why
be the
this?
black be blackness than in a whitey be whiteness.
So that's me. So he said like so again, so that's when he holds the book about Obama and I was, chastising Obama rightfully so. So it's like, hey, look, I read Obama's book and stuff like that, and he thought he was black, yada yada yada. So he's saying, oh, that's when I was in the blackness, saying it disparagingly, like you guys see his demeanor, right? And that was me saying I'd rather be in the blackness than the whiteness. So I mean, so already that's off to like a very weird start, but I kind of know the type of person of who he was. So I'm pretty gonna pretty much, I don't know if it's me exposing him or him just being himself, and I think I'm exposing him. But he says as an African and as and as a black person. Now, let me say a little disclaimer for some of those you that may not know to see where he is and and his people that's in his audience where their mindset is. When they say black, they don't see again, this is proven FBA right, man. Uh when they say black, they are not talking about themselves. They are not talking about themselves. When they say black, they're mostly talking about black Americans. They're also talking about obviously the Caribbeans because again, them saying that okay, yeah, you're African American, but it'll be the same FBA ignorant talking boy. You never been to Africa. Yeah, you may be from there, but you're no longer African. Because see, I'm African. So if I'm African, I'm saying I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Nigeria. I know I'm Hausa. I know I'm Igbo. You know, so that's how African I am. You're not African. You don't know where you're from. So when they say, "Oh, the blacks," they sound racist. They sound like Donald Trump. My African Americans, or when Donald Trump was in a crowd saying the blacks, right? It's a cringy way to describe people. So he does the same thing, saying the blacks this and the blacks that. So when he says the blacks, y'all, he is not referring to himself, even though he's in this country and he is considered the blacks, right? He lives in this country and he is considered the blacks. If a white person sees him and he says, oh, because he's from Gambia, and he says, oh, you're the black guy that I saw over here. He's gonna say, I'm not black. I'm from the Gambia. Nigga, you black. Don't care where you from, nigga, you black. Right. But anyway, let me keep it pushing further.
But
Yeah, let's stick with the topic. But like when you were going Afrodamas, I was like pretty much telling them it was like, yeah, it should be seen as the same. Originals all think she's Igbo, right? Yes, she has a mental disorder. Same thing like a person who is trans racist or transgender is how they feel. It's not what the reality is.
feelings are not real.
Ex- Well, your feelings to you may be real, but when it comes to it, when we look at it, we can all see that no, this is a white woman, and we can all see that you are. Man, right? So you're absolutely right. When it comes to this topic, I agree with you guys. That it's just feelings. It's not right. It's not what is correct. Because and the sister that was there, and I try to tell people this: you die right now. And she's right. Someone takes blood, they can tell if you're a
Hold on, guys. My fault. I made a bit of a mistake here. Hold on. Please remember, guys, to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please share the video. It will be much appreciated.
The political atmosphere in America has been, designed.
No. Being
You
black,
have to-
being
you have to
being black.
pro-
No, being black in
You have
America.
to prop.
Sorry about that. I don't know why it keeps crazy loading. Maybe I got all these windows up. Sorry, but anyway, so what I'm doing right here, because I skipped this part, is basically they're saying to be a part of Black society, right? To be a part of Black society, to be woke, to be a liberal, right? Especially this Black History Month, right? You have to play a victim, right? So if you're Black, you're not really a victim. Black people only say they're victims for political points. They only say they're victims to get the attention of white people, to make white people feel guilty, and all this Republican redneck nonsense is what they're saying. So right here, that's what he was telling the guy in the upper right hand corner, and saying, "Oh well, yeah, that's what it is. It's a political game." So
that is a reality. I'm
Yeah.
black. I'm in America. I get pulled,
Look,
and at
look,
a young
Richard.
age, I get pulled over by cops for no reason. This is statistically proven and statistically sound, right?
Well,
So
the
this is
the statistics have proven it wrong, and the person that wrote it
pull
got
that up. You
fired.
full of shit. You full of shit.
I'll do a
That's
show on
my
it.
experience. This is my experience. Being raised in this country. I can tell you many experiences that I have had. My moment, like I have no criminal record. I can tell you right now. I was raised in this country, right? I have no criminal record. I mind my business, right? And I'm still being picked on. I'm still being pulled over for. There's no reason. One time I was coming home from work. I work in corporate America. I wear
Where's
business
that?
casual clothing.
Where do you
I was
stay?
speeding. I'll tell you that. I was speeding. Yes, I was speeding. Right?
Which part of America do you stay?
New York.
Coast? Okay, northeast. Okay.
I was speeding. I admit that I was speeding. Like, damn, he caught me. I was speeding. I'm getting ready to pull out my wallet, right, to give him my license. But my hand was out the window and I had a tattoo. And
sorry about that, guys.
Oh, hold on. Let me make an announcement. The PayPal link is in the scroller right now. It's scrolling. There's the PayPal link. Go
That's you.
right ahead. Okay.
all right, contribute everybody. So my hand was outside the window. He's walking to the window and I have a tattoo on my.
So Kofi, you saying you? So you believe you getting picked on because you're black?
I'm trying to tell you the story.
Okay.
And so my hand was out there. He's approaching, right? He's like, "Oh, he saw me. He's like, you're going to bookings. You're going to bookings. I'm taking you to jail." I'm like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "There's a guy that has a warrant out for his arrest, and he has a tattoo right on your left arm." So I thought he was joking, and I started laughing. This man wasn't joking. So where's this? Where's that? Is this your car? I give him my license. I give him my registration. Everything's in my name. I'm dressed like I'm from work, business casual. I have a tie on, everything. And he's telling me these things, right? He goes there, check my information. All of a sudden, I'm sir, and he's calling me by my last name and all this other stuff because he He see a black man with a tattoo with a nice car, and he won't think that it's stolen. He says, "Sir, is this your car?" Like, I give you my license. It has my name on it with my registration. What are you talking about? I have many of the stories, but I don't want to, take over with that. So that is a real thing. Anyone that denies that doesn't know the reality of
But
living here.
Coffee, if
Yeah. So basically, that's you hear what he said. What he said that, oh, that's not true. That's not true. Again, from what I know from Afro Dumbass, he's been living in America, I think he said, for about 20 years. Right? So you live in America for about 20 years, and he's saying that racial profiling, stop and frisk is not a real thing. It's fake. It's fake statistics and all this other nonsense. Right? So again, these right wingers, especially the black ones, and when I mean black, yes, I mean the African ones just like him, are the ones when I don't like to use this phrase when it comes to, like, when Tariq she says, are undermining Black America, Black society, because then those are the same people that Fox News get. So those are the same people. Those are your Tim Scotts, your what's that guy? I forgot the other guy name, that big dude. Whatever. It's a whole bunch of these guys that's right there to make white people feel better. Like, oh, well, see, I can't be racist because look, there's a black that's saying the same thing, so I can't be racist. It's just, you're just woke, right? So he's already setting a bad precedence. So yeah. So let me continue.
if a cop might stop you, I mean, America, when someone steals somebody's car and you get a buzz on your iPhone, the notification, oh, someone stole, they usually use.
Sorry about this, guys. I don't know why it's slowing, but what he's gonna talk about is pretty much iPhone being stolen, and you can see who it is, right? And I'm gonna pretty much bring up a story that I'm gonna show you guys, because remember, he's already starting off saying that there's that racism and systematic racism and racial profiling is something that's in the fiction of a black person's mind. He's already saying that.
Race to identify the stealer. Oh, this person is a black male.
So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you guys. If you guys ever heard of this story, or if you remember this particular story right here about black, there was I'm just gonna show you guys. And I mentioned the story. I'm gonna show you first, so when I mention it, you guys will have full context of what's going on.
My phone. Harold claims his son was the victim of racial profiling and harassment. Now, back to that interview.
I admit, yes, I could have approached the situation differently, or maybe not yelled at him like that and made him feel, maybe some sort of inferior way, making him feel as if I was like hurting his feelings, because that's not my intention. I consider myself to be super sweet.
On Thursday, Ponsetto and her lawyer sat down with King for a Zoom interview, and she claimed she never meant to hurt the teen or his father.
I don't feel that is who I am as a person. I don't feel like this one mistake does define me, but I do sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, apologize that if I made the son feel as if I assaulted him or if I hurt his feelings.
Ponsetto also accused the musician of assaulting her.
End of the day, the dad did end up like slamming me to the ground and pulling my hair and throwing me and dragging me across the ground. So I will say that.
When King pressed her to admit her alleged actions were wrong, Ponsetto did this.
You're 22 years old, but you are old enough to know better. So I will say you're 22. I get it.
Enough. The hotel did have my phone. The hotel did end up having my phone.
Please note Ponsetto's lawyer giving her the old hush hush.
I get it.
Enough. The hotel did have my phone.
Ponsetto was arrested Thursday in California by the New York City Police Department.
I'm not sure you're helping yourself here.
And when ET asked her attorney about the interview, she explained, quote, "In 20 years of legal practice, frankly, I have not encountered something this way in the sense that I started to question her well-being, and I am genuinely concerned for her mental health at this point. I told her to stop. I was adamant. I was stern, and she was making me feel uncomfortable and everyone else feel uncomfortable, and it was enough." Her attorney revealed that she stormed out after the interview and has not been in contact with her since yesterday. Quote, "I have a client that is not adhering to the advice that I am giving them. It makes it difficult for me to move forward."
It's a very sad story, though. Really.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, I probably sped it up. So what happened? It was a black father and his 14-year-old son. They were in the hotel lobby. She comes in the hotel lobby. She couldn't find her phone, right? So she thought someone stole her phone, right? Come to find, and what she did, she pretty much tackled the 14-year-old kid, right? And say, "You have my phone, you have my phone." Of course, like any father see anyone attacking their 14-year-old child, they're gonna attack it back. Like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So she's saying he also attacked me, and like, who cares, right? Well, if it was me, anyway. I don't promote violence, but when you attack my child, I'm attacking you. I don't care who or what you are, right? So that's the little backstory to that, and that's why. So I'm gonna mention it over here since he's in total denial about racial profiling and racism and all this other coon ass talking points. So let me get right back. Hopefully it'll play. Everything else plays. Oh, my bad, y'all. It's not that the one. All right. Okay. There we go.
Of this wearing this
Yeah,
kind of person or
like there was
something
a
like that.
story one time. It was the same. I forgot. It was here in New York.
Yo, that is crazy how they always, my main videos always have issues playing. All other videos play. My main always acts up, man. This is weird. But anyway, I'm gonna explain that. And pretty much I'm gonna tell that story, and he really doesn't fight.
It was like a year or two back, and it was a hotel. This I forgot the guy. He's like a celebrity, and it was like some Hispanic white passing woman. She lost her cell phone.
She was
right.
white.
She's gonna find where her cell phone was. They're in the hotel lobby, and she's accused the black boy of stealing it. And he's like, "What are you trying to steal your cell phone?" So she's trying to hold the kids, assaulted a black child, hold him down, saying, "Give me your phone, give me your phone." And the black father's like, he did not take a phone. Come to find out, she forgot her phone in the cab.
Yeah, so that was part of the story as you see there. So that's the backdrop to that. So it's basically Afro Dumbass, Zongo a little bit, not so much, but it's usually Afro Dumbass that is saying all these things. Remember what the thumbnail is. What you saw, you guys saw the thumbnail. So this is what we're dealing with right now. And again, it just makes,
why out of all the people, you're in a hotel lobby. It's
but a lot of time when you get stopped, but a lot of time when you get stopped by the cop, just behave, just be responsible.
Anyway, of course, we know just behave, just be responsible. So I mean, that's what he's saying. Everybody knows that. That's freaking common sense. Like no one should have to be told, "Oh, you gotta behave, you gotta be do all that." So we're gonna go even further, and he's gonna start he's gonna start saying a lot of more disparaging nonsense that's just despicable. But again, he's gonna try to play like, oh no, I'm being very genuine in what I'm saying. I'm being very genuine in what I'm saying when it comes to, oh, I love Black History Month and you know, you'll just see. Hold on, let me do this, guys. I'm gonna restart if it keeps doing these delays.
Carter G. Woodson. He is the father of Black History Month. He was a Black
It's a
American.
it's a fake holiday. Look,
I'm sorry.
All holidays are fake then.
So again, like I said, so with the whole Black History Month, he says Black History Month is a fake holiday. It's a fake holiday. I'm like, how is it a fake holiday? All holidays are fake. And I'm trying to teach him what Black History Month is.
So
I'm sorry, but I'll have to disagree.
so coffee. So you rather wait for white liberals to give you a month holiday on what to celebrate?
I don't understand that question. That question
Like
makes no sense. It's an asinine question.
No, I'm just asking.
Because a person who wanted Black History,
Do you celebrate Kwanzaa?
Yes, I do.
All right, so he's hopscotching all over the place. He's jumping all over the place. So he's saying Black History Month is a fake holiday because white liberals gave it to Black people. So again, more lies. Obviously, more lies. So what, for those of you who may not know, right? Black History Month was started by Carter G. Woodson. It started out as a week, and the organization pushed for it. A Black organization pushed for it to become a national holiday, right? That is, I think I had a. Oh wow, I think I didn't. Okay, that's okay. So I thought I had like a little video to show you guys about Carter G. Woodson, but it's okay. So Carter G. Woodson, he is the father of Black History Month. He grew up in Virginia. He used to work at a coal mine, and as you work at a coal mine, he used to read stories to the coal mine workers there. He was one of the few Black people there, and then eventually he went to school. He graduated, went to university. And he was obviously an avid reader who was into reading, and he wanted Black people to pretty much know who they were and what they were, because everyone told stories about themselves, where they're from, and he felt that was lacking. So that's who Carter G. Woodson is. So the organization, right? The organization was, hold on, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm checking something out. All right. I thought I had it. Well, anyway, that's the gist of what it was when it comes to Carter G. Woodson. All right. Okay. So yeah, I do have it. So I'm going to just prove to you what I'm saying. Right. So Black History Month, a commemorative observance on Legal Research Guide. So this is the overview. Right, so right here, I'll read it real quick for you guys. It said National Black History Month has its origin in 1915 when historian and author Dr. Carter G. Woodson founded the Association for the Study of Negro Life and History. The organization is now known as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, known as ASALH. Though his organization, Dr. Woodson, initiated the first Negro History Week in February 1926. Dr. Woodson selected the week in February that included the birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass, two key figures in the history of Black Americans. So real quick sidebar here, Abraham Lincoln, he's a very, I shouldn't say complicated person, but Abraham Lincoln didn't believe in slavery, but Abraham Lincoln did not believe, it shouldn't be a belief, but we're talking back then, didn't believe that black people were smart enough and intelligent enough to live on their own, take care of themselves, and do things like that. So there's a speech of him saying that if I could save the Union and free the slaves, I would do that. If I could save the Union and don't free the slaves, I will also do that. So Abraham Lincoln, doing the Emancipation Proclamation, there were two parts of the Emancipation Proclamation. First part, he freed some of the slaves. Then the second part, after he saw it was working, he freed all the other slaves. So the slaves that he freed were to help fight and win the Civil War, right? So us being free was a military tactic. Frederick Douglass, obviously, is another, but I don't want to dive into that too much. But I think Abraham Lincoln was a little bit more for me to tell. Two key figures in the history of Black America. In 1975, President Ford issued a message on the observance of Black History Week. So is President Ford a liberal? I guess in that sense, because remember, this country was made for single white men to have and express their freedoms. So anytime there is an amendment, a law, or anything like that that is not for strictly white males is considered liberalism, right? So if you're against liberalism, that's why I have a very hard time with MAGA niggas or black people who chastise liberalism and things like that, because you're not a white male. So you're in spite of yourself. You're pretty much in spite of yourself, right? So anyway, so 1975, so yeah, by Ford, right? So I wanted to read that part. You could check out, this is the website, Library of Congress, yada yada, Black History Month. So you guys have this here. I just wanted to show that there. There's to prove that Afro dumbass is a dumbass and he doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to who did it. He made it sound like it was a bunch of just white people. You know what? I feel sorry for those niggers. They don't know enough about themselves, and they need a white hand to help them know who they are. That's how he thinks of himself and other black people. So I just want to share that with you guys. So let's get to it. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was. I'm probably going to need it later on. But I don't know what that was yet. But anyway, we'll see when we get to it. So let's get back to the conversation, if you want to call it that.
Was Black History Month? Do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
No.
Oh, you sure?
No.
You sure?
Well,
You have a problem with St. Patrick's Day?
No, I don't. But if the
all right, then, so if you don't have a problem with St. Patrick's Day,
No.
why do you have a problem with the Black holiday?
I do celebrate.
well, because St. Patrick's Day is more fun. The whites give it to themselves. That's
So, oh God, you guys heard that, right? So Black History, so St. Patrick's Day is more fun because the whites, they give it to themselves. So Black History Month is a fake holiday. It's about black stuff. He doesn't, no. But St. Patrick's Day, oh, that's fun. That's more fun. And the whites give it to themselves.
they came with it from Europe, from their, that's their culture.
Okay, and these are Black Americans that were stolen from Africa, been here, being marginalized because of their race. So now that they're fighting for a holiday, they got a holiday. Why do you have to undermine that?
Well, I'm not. This is why we're celebrating Black History Month here. We're talking about racism and that's why I'm asking.
So he says celebrating Black History. We were celebrating Black History Month, right? We're celebrating Black History Month, and how's he say we're celebrating Black History Month? By talking about racism. Like, okay, like I don't know what you guys' ideology of what Black History Month really is. Okay, some of you may say it's a little bit disrespectful, but bear with me for a second. I like the term African history, period. Right? Understand we're Black people in America, so it's African American history, but we're Africans in America. You cannot separate African history and African American history. it's like saying I'm going to tell the story of my family, and I'm going to take my father out and my sister out and just tell the story like yeah. Those two things you can't. That's incomplete. So again, I don't want to disparage anyone as far as any of our ancestors, any African people here or African Americans here, but I used to say, well, hey, look, this is. Can we learn some African history? Because what we learn is nigger history. And what I say by that, when we learn a nigger history, all we learn is we were slaves, the white man and a couple of abolitionists and good old Abraham Lincoln that just loved us, set us free, and we were able to do everything for the first time. No. That is wrong. That is incomplete. And that is that's just trying to be nice. It's just completely and disrespectful to our ancestors that has fought and did everything for us not to be here, right? Some were just it. African history is so American history is African history interrupted. It's that simple. It's all African history. African American history is just African history interrupted, and it diverges to something else, right? So I would like African history, so American history, to also encompass African history, because again, I mean, professors have spoken about this forever. Black professors have spoken about this like forever. If you tell someone that, hey, you contributed nothing to society, you contributed nothing to the world until you came to America, and then you started doing things for the first time ever in the existence of being Black, then yeah, you're not going to be as proud as the Irish. You're not going to be proud as the Chinese, so on and so forth. So and remember, to him, he's saying, "Oh no, I am celebrating it." To him, this is him being genuine. This is him being genuine. Black history, like what is that? Black history, new racism, and all this other stuff. So basically, you guys can see he's just poking fun at Black History Month, right? And again, he's from Gambia. Gambia is from West Africa, right? There were slaves taken from Gambia. I think I read something that said 1 out of every 6 people were a part of the transatlantic slave trade in Gambia. So him separating himself from African Americans and the Blacks is mind-boggling to me. I don't understand. I don't understand his psychology, but blame me for trying to understand the insane. You know what I'm saying? Blame me for trying to understand the insane, right? Yeah, exposing and frauds. Yeah. It's absolutely real. This is things that he says all the time. Yeah, so that's what Tariq is getting paid to push. Yes, and he thinks there's money in that. So Afro Dumbass is probably trying to get in on that same grift too. You know, so I mean that's who he is. It's easier to stand on bullshit and get paid for it than to stand on righteousness and the truth and that be enough. But these are the type of people that we're dealing with within black society. So yeah, so let's get back to the bullshit.
Are you being a victim?
Racism. Besides what Nikki
I do celebrate Black History Month, by the way.
Huh?
I do.
So you hear what you're saying? He said, "Are you being a victim?" Yes. Well, I don't know what he would say, because he probably gonna be like, "Well, I was able to run. We're African Americans, right? Or I'm part of the diaspora, right? I am a victim. I'm stolen property, right? So maybe he feel he's not a victim because, he wasn't able to get caught up. But again, we're all seen as the same. So again, this is another white supremacist talking point. Oh, you're a victim. Yes. That's like telling the rapist saying talking about why you keep talking about you're a rape? Why you want to be a victim? It's psychotic.
Do celebrate Black History Month. I get
Of
free
course, you
holiday.
have to, because you work for the government.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get free holiday, free meal.
Uh-huh.
Man, it's
That's right.
good.
So you have a problem with? So do you have a problem with Martin Luther King holiday? Because a lot of white Republicans, they when Martin Luther King became a holiday, you had all those Confederate Republican states didn't want it to be a holiday, right? So
No,
it became a
I get a
federal
free
holiday.
holiday.
So
Look,
they were forced to do it.
for me, I have no problem with it. Even if they say Eskimo Day, I'm cool. I'll call it a fake holiday. I'll call it for
So
what
is Martin
it
Luther
is.
King a fake holiday or a real holiday?
What?
Kofi, you
Is
gotta
Martin Luther King
understand.
a real holiday or a fake holiday?
Oh, it's another fake one. Another fake.
Kofi,
So
you
all
gotta
black holidays is fake except for the white ones. Got it. What's the
Yeah,
question?
because the white people, are being the white liberals are being the gods of the blacks, and they're giving.
The white liberals are being the gods of the blacks. Like I'm trying to look for a snow bunny around him or something because no way someone living in America, as long as he has, would say something stupid. But hey, there, I guess there's no expiration date or end date on stupidity, because that, God.
Giving them these holidays to celebrate.
So we should be good little niggas and go with the Republican Party who give us nothing.
No, to just celebrate. Hold on. Just be you. Don't look to the white people.
No one looked to the white people. Carter G. Woodson was a black man, a black American that wanted a holiday for black people.
We were all here when Massa Biden said.
So again, this happens when it comes to these fucking mentally weak, self-hateful, coon ass house niggas. When you talk about politics and they pick a side and they draw a line saying, I'm not gonna ever go from this other side. I just checkmated him on who Carter G. Woodson is. I showed you guys who Carter G. Woodson is. Now he want to take it to, but Biden.
When you all vote for me, I'll give you June 10th, Free Slave Day. And the blacks voted.
Okay.
And when
I have no problem with Juneteenth. The only problem I have with Juneteenth, like black people were celebrating Juneteenth before it was a national holiday. This was this stupid ass nigga don't understand. Black people were already celebrating Juneteenth, right? They were already celebrating Juneteenth before it was a holiday. So Joe Biden's like, okay, let me just make a national holiday. I have no problem with that. The problem I have with Juneteenth is that how it's being marketed by corporations. So for a money grab, and none of that shit goes to black people. That's the problem I have with Juneteenth. Juneteenth is supposed to be commemorate, when the slaves were free, all the other good stuff and stuff like that. I have no problem with that. I have the marketing of Juneteenth because I've seen like white businesses promote that, and they're just be selling stuff. I'm like, oh God. That's my problem, but he has a problem with it. He hates all black holidays. Remember, St. Patrick's Day, it's just more fun. It's just more fun because the whites, they to give it to themselves.
He threatened to remove people's black cards if they didn't vote for him.
He's a dumbass. Joe Biden said that if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And I love when conservatives say that. I love when conservatives say that. So remember, politics. Basically, this what Biden is doing is pretty much politics. Why? Because it's an open secret that black people are going to vote democratically because they know the Republicans don't give black people anything. Right here, I'm proving it. The Republicans, the Democrats are at least acknowledging you. They need to do a whole lot more. Don't get me wrong, way more. But at least they're acknowledging you, and you can say, "Hey, look. Stop with all this symbolism and shit like that. We don't want another holiday. We want something substantial, right? We want something substantial for black people in this country that's going through economic disparities, systematic racism, and housing discrimination and all these other things, so we can be on par. We don't need another holiday, right? At least you can push him for that. Him, I'm telling him, what are the Republicans? The Republicans not even giving us that. So that's what I don't understand about these fucking fools. The Republicans was like, nigga, I ain't giving you nothing. That's why I'm saying, to be a black conservative, you have to be self-loathing, self-hateful, and try to and I don't understand how, because I'm not that type of person. I'm not in that type of headspace. I don't know if you have to be so hateful, self-hateful, and lonesome to feel like maybe they feel like, hey, maybe the white man will embrace me and give me money, but like, that's a good nigga. That's good. You one of the good ones there. Here's a biscuit with some honey, or for him some nice Nigerian jollof rice or something. I don't know. These people are mind-boggling.
Look at what happened. They
It happens the
started
other way around, but yes, that's the thing, and good. That, to me, that is fine. Because at least we get some. What holiday did we get under the Republicans? Nothing. We didn't get anything.
So you just want holidays?
So no. That's what you're saying.
But
I hate when it does this. Sorry about that, guys.
okay, what is the purpose of?
You want to be on the Republicans, that you want
No,
to be
no.
a good little
That is-
nigga and just be on their side and talk shit about black people. And
That's I think that was the Zongo guy here laughing. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. That's all that he's doing. He keeps saying, "Oh, I love Black history. I like Black history. There's nothing wrong with Black history." All he is doing is talking shit about Black history. He's saying it's about, oh, it's Black history, so it's time to talk about racism, and it's time to be victims. Like what? This again, this just makes FBA look like, see, you tell them we know what we're talking about. We know what we're talking about. But look, unlike FBA, right? And FBA coons and FBA minions, right? The failed bitch ass Americans, I'm gonna call out any African, any person from the Caribbean, or anywhere that does some white supremacist fuckery shit like he's doing right now. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of person. That's the type of person I'm made of. That's the type of person a black person should be. That's the type of Pan-African person ideology and mentality should be. Calling out fuckery so we can know who the this is a new terminology, who the fuck boys are. I don't even like using that term because it sounds kind of pedo. so using modern vernacular, this guy would be a fuck boy.
I'm not. What is the
what is wrong with Black Holiday? There's nothing wrong with Black Holiday.
Coffee?
See, at least Zongo saying, like, I don't know if you guys heard him. The guy say, he said, at least, you know, he said, what's wrong with Black holidays? And you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think certain people know who he is and what is that he says certain shit. And some of these are Africans on the continent, Africans in America, probably first generation or whatever. And he's an African here as well. So that's their commonality that they have. But I think he says a lot of things that goes over their heads. So now that I'm pointing it out and I'm putting his feet to the fire and he has to answer, now he looks stupid.
Coffee, name one white holiday.
And I'm going to at least do something for you guys to give you guys to recognize your contribution.
Okay, is there, what is, these are white holidays, right? They don't have white day.
July.
I mean July.
Are you not serious?
July is white. July is White History Month.
There's no way. White History Month is 11 months out the year. What are you talking about?
What about
so it means white people are like gods. They are sophisticated.
This guy's a fucking idiot. He asked me, when is White History Month? Right? He what? And I said, White History Month is 11 months out of the year, right? Again, he's denying racism, right? He's denying racism, and then he's also don't like Black History Month, knowing that Black History Month is not taught is something that's there, and the white liberals give it to us, but we shouldn't celebrate it. Like, I think that made no sense. No, really, I think that made no sense. I don't know if I explained that right, because it's confusing. It's extremely confusing and so hateful. So obviously he has an agenda. So they like gods. They like God. Remember, he's from the Gambia, so he must see white people like gods. Oh, the white people. And I'm gonna have another clip of him saying something fucking insane, right? That like, why this guy has to be getting paid. No. Anyway, I'm not even bothered to explain, guys. You guys are smart.
They live
That's what
their
you're
life.
saying. That's
No, because if
that's how you view them.
wait, how did they get to have, all the 11 months of the year? Don't forget Christmas. Christmas is white holiday. It's beautiful. Santa Claus, the old.
Again, he's true. Christmas is a white holiday, but then you hear what he say, oh, these white holidays, beautiful. He just has nothing but admiration for white holidays. Same practice. Oh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's fun. White holidays also. Oh, it's good. It's beautiful. You see it. Oh, beautiful.
White man flying around.
That was in the Turkey, the holiday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanksgiving. Yeah, the blacks they celebrate that too. Yeah, and they said, and the blacks, Kofi. What makes this?
So again, so we're not supposed to. Anyway, let me stop.
Being sad, the white laborers felt sorry for the blacks and gave Kwanzaa, so another fake holiday, and gave it a fake African name.
People, and is he hurting your brain? Do you feel like, I don't know whether to slap fire out of him scholastically or pity him, and like, oh wow, I think he's just very bad at being a tool of white supremacy, because he's very bad at being a tool of white supremacy. I don't know which one it is.
That's your belief.
No, but that's true.
That's true in your belief.
Okay, name an African.
But Kofi,
name an African country that celebrates Kwanzaa.
It's an African American holiday, recognizing that we are
in Ghana.
It has African. Numbers a Swahili word, so
we all knew who. Well, he's kind of gonna know who made it up. This again, like Carter G. Woodson, around this time of the year, there's a lot of holidays we were having. So he has a lot of, you know what? I'm not gonna waste my time explaining what Kwanzaa is. You guys know what Kwanzaa is and where it's from.
So they take in African elements.
Oh, so like a Arabic Creole. Okay. So you guys are gonna
yes.
But so Swahili has a lot of Arabic names in it. So I guess that's what he's trying to say, because due to freaking Arabs and stuff invading West Africa and mostly all of East Africa, Swahili has adopted, like that's how language is when you interact with other people, adopted some Arabic words. So maybe that's what he meant. So I guess.
You're getting caught up.
Why don't you guys celebrate?
Notice he'll never let me fully answer a question. He asked me a question and answered another one. It's like, damn, he got an answer for that. And before I can finish, he asked me another question. This is just ambushing me with questions. He's not looking for understanding or a solution or a real answer. He just wants to be hateful.
A Nigerian holiday if you really want to be African. And
that's a good question. It's also a stupid question. So he said, why, if you really want to be African, why not a Nigerian holiday? Okay, Nigeria has several ethnic groups in there, and not all of them is gonna have the same holidays. I could be from the Gambia and have differently. There's a Nigerian that's Christian, unfortunately, and there's a Nigerian that's Muslim, Unfortunately, they're not going to have the same religion and belief. Unfortunately, you have one that may be a Hausa, and he, and he's into Yoruba faith and worship the Orishas. So I get what he's saying, but again, it's disingenuous and it doesn't make sense.
Hold on. I want to thank Spellcaster for the PayPal. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to hit the super chat or PayPal. Spellcaster. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Forget it.
Okay, go ahead. And by the way, Kofi, you are making this about Republicans and Democrats. That's not what it is. I'm just pointing out.
You're the one that's mentioning that. So
no, the different
based upon a Republican paradigm. That's what you're doing.
No, the different.
Basically, I said your argument is all in a racist framework and talking points that's pretty much within a Republican paradigm.
The different groups, the different masses. That's all I'm pointing out.
What is it about? I mean, going to Howard University. It seems like when you go to that university and you graduate, you tend to be
woke.
Kind of like,
what did he say, guys? He said woke. Oh, you tend to be woke and all this other stuff. So let me show you something about people like him, right? Denying these holidays again, unfortunately, making FBA look good, making FBA look like you see, all you guys come over here and do that, even though there's more Americans than they are Africans and Caribbean coons and stuff like that. So let me show you guys. Let me show you guys this. I don't know if you remember if you remember this. Not that one, not that guy. Oh, where is he? I just saw him. Yes, right here. Remember this, guys? Candidate for Michigan governor wants to end Black History Month. Right? So let's hear. Sorry about the damn commercial.
When I think of a handshake.
He's trying to become the first Black governor in Michigan's history.
And he's already getting a lot of.
Remember, these white people calling him Black. I'm pretty sure this is news. I'm pretty sure they know he's Nigerian. So you got Africans saying, well, I'm not Black. I'm Nigerian. I'm not Black. I'm Gambian. I'm not Black. I'm from Senegal, and all this stupid shit makes no sense. They call him Black, but he's Nigerian, and I'm going to prove it to you guys.
A lot of attention for promising to abolish Black History Month in our state. News 10's Christiana Ford sat down with Republican candidate Austin Chang.
An unusual campaign promise to end Black History Month in Michigan from a Black man looking to be Michigan's next governor.
We don't need to have multiple history months for the Black History Month or any other history month for that matter.
Austin Chang has no background in politics, but says getting rid of individual history months is what Michigan needs.
We must first understand that we're Americans. That's the first thing that binds us together. If we have to return to our individual groups where we come from, then it's absolutely polarizing.
His pitch, which has brought a lot of attention to his.
So this is him saying that he's Nigerian. Oh, how do you know he's Nigerian? So I'm gonna get his. No, I actually did have it. Hold on. I'm going to actually prove to you guys that he is Nigerian. Let me just find the article. No. Right here. So his name is Austin Chenjay. Forgive me if I read that wrong. Right? This is on Wikipedia article. Right. Also, Chenjay is an emerged political figure from Michigan who came under the limelight when he became the first candidate to make an announcement to run for the 2022 gubernatorial race against the current governor on Whitmer. So let's go into early life. Austin is an American of West African descent, and his age is currently 35. His parents are immigrants from Nigeria. Right there. Right there. I don't want to do FBA's work, man. I really don't want to do FBA's work. But right is right and wrong is wrong. Right? So, yes, we condemn him for that. And again, right is right, wrong. We condemn him for that. But so pretty much Afro dumbass is doing the same goddamn thing. He's doing the same goddamn thing. So pretty much that's the gist of it. Obviously, I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I thought that was very troubling and very important to point out that we have a lot of Africans that are, I shouldn't say a lot, hopefully not a lot, that are just no good, no different than FBA.
Some kind of woke.
And again, and you say, I'm sorry, I know I'm cutting you off, but this is what I'm saying. You're pushing a racist Republican narrative saying woke is something.
Wait, what am I pushing?
Using the phrase woke as something negative, which is what racist white people do.
I never said it was negative.
But that's what you're doing.
And that was the guy next to him that said woke, but he also said woke in a derogatory manner.
Because
how is it negative?
The inception, I spoke about this on my channel. The inception of the word woke was being used.
So he used the word woke, and basically I'm saying woke is basically, I said it on my channel before, woke is basically a word that obviously black people use, stay woke, be woke. There's songs about that, stay woke, my brother. And then obviously the right wing is anything that black people create, they have to demonize.
By Erykah Badu, a lot of musicians. It was a phrase that used in the black community that means enlightenment, right? So now woke means something stupid. To be aware of something means to be something stupid. So the right wing people took that and said, well, woke means something evil now, means something bad.
So we can.
Ron DeSantis said, well, woke means LGBTQ, and that's a complete.
Kofi, do you worship? Do you worship white people?
No, I get what he's saying, Afadamas. In other words, he wants the original meaning of wokeness to be preserved. Like,
but these people, wait, they are not. Here's the thing.
This guy is a fucking fool.
Naming all the white masters, it seems like.
I just named Erykah Badu. I said Erykah Badu. So, we all know who Erykah Badu is. So what is he talking about? He's just straight up lying and making a whole bunch of straw man arguments.
Kofi,
what white master did I mention? You're promoting the plantation with your rhetoric. What white man did I represent?
I'm here. I'm celebrating I'm celebrating Black History Month.
No, what you're doing? You're making fun of it. That's what
How? How am I making fun of it?
Because number one, you really don't understand Black History Month. Period. Right?
Okay. Tell us about.
I was saying that, and you were cutting me off. I said, I'll say it for like the third, fourth time. It said Black History Month was created by Carter G. Woodson. That was a Black American that wanted Black History Month to be taught by other Black.
It's gonna get even crazier, and I'm gonna show you how he is gonna it's gonna be like mask off. Like the hypocrisy is going to be like in his face about how racist he is, and then he's just gonna is going down with the burning ship and say it's like no it's I'm gonna get to my destination while the ship is burning.
What is the purpose of what is the purpose of Black History Month?
The purpose of Black History Month is because we don't know, Black Americans don't know who they're from, where they came from, who they are, and the contribution that they made in America, right? and that was the reason, the purpose
So,
for that.
so Black History Month, you know, like I know from the time I've been celebrating it for over 20 years now, you know, they just now new inventions have come up. They keep recycling, you know, a couple of blacks, and the blacks they show, they are questionable. They are just like in Kechi, the same skin complexion.
Oh,
So the blacks are stealing the invention of whites. They are claiming whites as blacks.
That's barely true. That's every once in a while someone may put something, oh, we did this, but that's not on a massive scale. But anything negative within a black holiday, he has to exaggerate.
Or mixed race.
Well, again,
hold on, Kofi. Let me ask you a question. Hold on.
So if you find one person that does that, doesn't mean that's what it all means. That's kind of arrogant to say that.
Well, I've seen it. Well,
I've seen certain things like that too. They may go too far with it.
No, I have celebrated. It's not like I'm part of Black History Month. I've worn my dashiki to Black History celebration. We've ate chicken wings, you know, collard green, you know.
So Black History Month is wearing the dashiki, eating fried chicken, and collard greens. Wow. Okay. I guess I never celebrated Black History Month then.
Green beans, you know the Black History Month food. We all, you know, standing.
Can y'all please? That's Black History Month food. Well, he's putting me on to something. I didn't know chicken and collard greens and green beans is Black History Month food, and he's laughing and grinning while he's saying this.
And in there pretending to be so deep into, you know, what happened during slavery
and we pretend to be so deep to know what happened. Oh, God.
You're pretending. Maybe you're pretending. See, and you're giving credence to FBA that you're disrespecting another person's own culture and religion. Who's pretending?
I wasn't pretending.
Someone from Rwanda is going to pretend the atrocities that happened in Rwanda? Like, no.
Wait.
Kofi,
how come blacks cannot celebrate it for themselves? All whites have to put it together.
Let me ask a question for both of you guys. Do you think like the Black History Month is a moment of feel good month for Black people because the white people get to teach non-Black people about the racial discrimination that they went through in the past?
Bro, I know I'm cutting you off. You're asking a loaded question. No white person is teaching Black History Month.
Yes, they are. They are.
They can, but they are not the progenitors of.
No, I actually learned that from my job.
Look, even I've seen, you know, like driving by the park, like even the Black History Month barbecues I've been to, there were a lot of white people there. In fact, some of them.
What the hell are Black History Month barbecues? He just made that up.
Some of them had.
It's February. Where does he live? He lives like in the Midwest. It's like freaking freezing there right now. You swear to God he lives in Florida or Hawaii or California. Black History Month barbecues? He's lying.
Right? They didn't say what race they were, but we all know what they are going for.
How do you know, like in Thurston County over here, Afrodamus, in Lacey, Olympia, Tomwater?
Yeah,
it's mostly white people that goes to Black History
Month. Exactly.
So that's a problem. So it's a problem. So Black people, Black Americans shouldn't go celebrate Christmas. We shouldn't celebrate 4th of July. We shouldn't celebrate.
But why is it mostly white celebrating?
Goofy for white people to come to a Black holiday. It must be goofy for Black people to go to a white holiday.
Which one is the white holiday?
Anyone that the white people made up.
They made up Black History Month, and they made up, you know, Kwanzaa too.
That's your belief. No, that's
no. I mean,
the person. So who's the white person that made up on Kwanzaa? Let's go.
He's not gonna get it. He's not gonna get it.
Well, you know, they took the guy. Is it Molana Karenga? That you know,
and he's white. And he's white.
No, he's black, but he's
black. He's black. He just said he's black. So he just purposely lied. He just purposely lied.
So why
Black
you
li-
saying white people?
he's
made
a
it
black
better?
his black liberal masters, gave him the idea.
Look, guys, even if that's true, let's say that's true, right? He's trying to demonize liberals, right? By saying that, hey, these white liberals care about the representation of black people and to them to restore their long lost identity. This is supposed to be a bad thing versus Republicans that don't give two shits about you and you can just go die in the ditch. I don't understand how this is supposed to be something shameful that a white liberal did. I he's so used to being shit on and looked down upon as a black African in this country. He can't even recognize something that's good for him in kind.
Of this
Okay, and that's
black and
fine.
black stuff.
And even if what you're saying, which is not true, is true,
It's
is
true.
fine. Versus then the right wing racists that say "nigga hush, you don't get nothing." But go ahead.
It's just like what's his name? Are you familiar with Abraham Candy? Abraham Candy?
No, that name is not familiar to me.
Okay, search him up. He's one of the prophets of the woke black movement.
I didn't look him up, and I'm pretty sure it's been a waste of time. Honestly, I'm telling you honestly right now.
Okay, he gets to point out the things that are racist, and he gets the idea from
Anyone
his white
that has
masters.
any type of empathy,
Look, I love
respect, or anything,
look,
can point out what's racist,
Kofi. I love
right?
Kofi. I love Black History Month. That's why we are here celebrating it. Okay, but
You gotta do your acting skills. Gotta be better than that. If you're gonna convince me that you love Black History Month, and all you're saying is right wing racist Trump Nikki Haley bullshit.
Yeah, but Kofi, I mean, he doesn't have to speak something good about black people to show that.
That's dumb. That makes no sense. But this is where it's gonna get. This is where it's gonna get worse with the question.
We can all see that no, this is a white woman, and we can all see that you are a man, right? So you're absolutely right. When it comes to this topic, I agree with you guys that it's just feelings. It's not right. It's not what is correct. And the sister that was there, and I try to tell people this: you die right
Hold on.
now. If she's right, someone.
I'm gonna go right here.
Religion, and scam the system.
And you're absolutely right. And that's why white people, they safeguard their identity. They safeguard their identity because the moment. But even if you consider yourself white, they're gonna laugh at you because they know you're not white. This is why you have a lot of Black Americans, a lot of people in the diaspora.
Kofi is racism real?
I would just say, look, this is my African name, but I know these white people can't pronounce my African name, so they'll get a name like David, Tommy, or Greg, or something like that, or Joseph, or something like that. Let's not lie.
Kofi.
I mean,
Kofi, wait, Kofi. In 2024 Black History Month, what would be the signs of racism to show like racism exists? What would be some of the signs, the clues?
Well, first of all, I would tell anyone the signs of what racism is. First of all, to pick up a history book, right, and study. I'm trying.
So it will be in the.
To answer the question, brother. But go ahead, ask me another question before I finish.
Again, I answered the question. He's cutting me off. I said, you're going to ask me another question. That's what he's been doing the whole time. Before I can answer your initial question, you're going to ask me another question. The moment I start talking about history, again, he thinks like Nikki Haley, racism, because you heard him, racism doesn't exist. And he wants to know what are signs for racism in 2024. Thinking that racism is dead. Racism is over. I wanted to ask him, when has racism officially been over? When has systematic racism officially over? When has global racism, because racism goes beyond the borders of the United States, racism goes beyond the borders of Africa, racism goes beyond borders. So I should ask them, when has racism has officially ended, to ask such an asinine question?
Okay, go ahead. Pick up history book. I'm saying in 2024, what are the signs of racism that we should look out for?
So systematic racism is a system that has been in place, right? Systematic racism and the legacy of racism. So when I say systematic racism, is a system that's in place, right? So white people could benefit from certain things in the United States, in this society, right? It's so well tuned that you don't have to. There's white people that doesn't even understand what racism is, right? They don't understand what their white privilege is. So when would you say white privilege, white people will be like, what are you talking about? They think that white privilege means that, oh, I don't work as hard. That's not what white privilege is, right? When I go back, when you read the legacy of, unlike what Nikki Haley said, this country wasn't founded on racism. They didn't have West Africans coming here willing to work for free for white people, right?
We don't know that. We weren't there.
Did you guys hear that? We don't know that. We weren't there. I said West Africans didn't come to America in droves, right? Didn't come to America to work for free. We didn't come here willingly working. He's saying we don't know that. We weren't there. He's disrespecting himself, his own people. He's disrespecting. He wants to distort the history of Gambia. He wants to distort the history also of America. And the only reason why I could come up with it because it makes white people look bad. It makes his white paymasters look bad. That's the only reason that I can think. It's not like this is a white man telling you this. This is a black man that had ancestors that was a part of the transatlantic slave trade, right? I could be directly, any African American, anyone from the diaspora could be related to somebody in Gambia, and he's spreading these lies, and he's saying, "Well, we weren't there." But it gets a little worse, y'all.
Okay, sure. You can plead ignorance all you want. So, the history is well documented on both sides, from white people and the slave masters that was there. So.
And it was also documented by a lot of black Africans that were also slaves. There's slave narratives, right? And those same white people that were slave masters either were working the plantation or had any part in it. They wrote these things down of what they did to African people. So he has to believe that, because a white man saying it. So he has to believe that, because he's not going to believe a black person. So he obviously has to believe the white man that says that, if I show that to him.
Oh, like I said, reading is fundamental, right? So moving forward, you had redlining, you had housing discrimination, right? We had all these.
Can the blacks buy houses now?
Flight, right? All these.
He said, "Can the blacks buy houses?" I said housing discrimination. When someone is being discriminated against, it doesn't mean, I didn't say they were locked out totally from buying houses. I say discriminatory practices were used. But again, he's a MAGA mental midget. So
these things are look at these terms.
2024. What are the signs of racism?
Racism, yeah.
So those things are, again, those.
You know what, Anthony? Yeah, I think he probably is just trolling. He probably is trolling, because it's like none of that makes any sense. But even if he's trolling, you have to be a very self-hateful, loathsome person to do that. The only person who's gonna say kudos to you are gonna be other self-hating racists on black people or some racist white people. Those are the type of people that you're going to be embracing. So even though he's trolling, I like that has to be his end goal.
Those things are still happening. Or white people still own more homes, right? Than their black counterparts.
There's more white people. Is it possible because
he's gonna make a stupid argument because there's more white people? So anyway, yeah.
Because there's more white people.
No. I'm not talking about numbers. I'm talking about percentages. Numbers,
yeah, percentage. I'm talking percentage. Do you know the difference?
So, like again, I'm saying the percentage. We know there are more white people than there are black people in America. We know that already, right? And I'm gonna move it a little bit forward, and I'm gonna because he doesn't understand percent. He's like, oh, so there's more white people in America, so of course more white people are gonna own homes. I'm talking about percentile. I'm talking about the ratio of people, right? So if we're doing the ratio and we're doing numbers and percentages, right? It should be about equal, right? It should be about equal. When you round it off, it should be equal. Everyone should have, if everything is equal and everything is fair, the numbers for everyone should be equal and should be the same. But that's not the case.
Population disparity between black and white in America.
You're still talking numbers. I'm talking percentages. If you have
hold on, let me bring it a little further because I'm going to give him an example. And he's just gonna like, it's gonna be messed up. He's gonna sound like an idiot. Oh man, this is killing me.
You would have to search. To see blacks. They literally isn't black, it's all white.
True.
So obviously it would make sense.
Sorry about that, guys.
For more white people to own homes in America than blacks.
No, that's not.
So you think 13-14%? Wait. Hold on. Wait a minute.
What the between actual numbers is and the percentages?
Percentages. Kofi,
I'm bad at math and I understand percentages.
Kofi, I've taken statistics. I've taken statistics in the 13th and 14th grade. So I'm familiar with percentages.
All right, so you have these percentages. You can't use
percentages are not real. It's not accurate.
We already know that there are more people than that. So don't you know there are more white people on welfare than there are black people.
Hold on,
because there's a lot more white people in America.
Okay, good. So to answer your question,
you hear that? I said there's a lot more white people in America using his narrative, using his ideology of math, right? There's more white people in America than there are any other group. So if there are more white people in America, that means more white people are on welfare. Good. He agreed with that.
So why is the face of welfare queens people being on welfare are black people?
Because in black people's population in proportionality, the size of the population, the amount of people on the welfare is a lot.
Oh, so now you do percentages when it makes black people look bad.
He's a fucking idiot. I did the same thing when I talk about redlining and housing discrimination. I said the same thing. I said the proportion, there's a disparity there. He's going to say, well, oh, there's more white people. Okay, I'm saying the same thing. There's more white people than the face of welfare should be white people. Then he's using percentages. But that's also not true, even if you use percentages. Percentage-wise, there's more white people on welfare than there are black people.
Sound like a
but why does that make black people look bad? But what I'm saying, Kofi,
you agree that more white people are on welfare. So more white people on welfare, why is the face of black people, a face of welfare, black people when it's more white people? Then you want to do percentages.
No. I think you're missing the point here. Let me explain
I totally got the point. I'm using his metrics. He's saying there's more reason why more white people own homes because there are more white people. Fine. There are more white people on welfare. Why? Because there's more white people. So there's more white people on welfare.
If you go by proportion, hold on.
Nah, nigga, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. So he got caught. So that was pretty much it. I'm gonna end this segment right here. He got caught. They both got caught. Then we had another brother that came on because I had another podcast. I had to go to the Bitter Medicine podcast because it was on a Saturday. For those of you that don't know anything like that, check out the Better Medicine podcast. It's really good. Comes on at 8:00. If anyone's in the chat or whatever like that, you could drop the link if you can, so you can let people know. So I had to go to that. So I just got off of this and just had them pretty much sound like fucking idiots and fucking hate mongers of black people, period. Because what he said absolutely made no sense whatsoever. Using his very same metrics. Now he also then I'm not gonna get into that. He says the same old like nonsense of what white race is gonna say, saying that more black people commit more crimes. So he lost that argument. Then he's gonna say more black people commit more crimes than white people. So that's where it went. There's more white people, but you hear that, but black people commit 60% of all the crimes. When I haven't looked at this study in a long time, right? Like do a deep dive in myself. I usually go on other reliable sources, but it is the same thing. That the margin of that they're talking about was this huge gap of black people committing more crimes than white people, again, is a lie. The margin is like, if you're doing percentages, it will be like in certain specific crimes be 2, 3, 4 on 5 percentages higher than white. But let's say for like white crimes, let's say like let's say like white collar crimes. White people do way more white collar crimes. White people do way more crimes in arson, child molestation, rape. White people do way more crimes than that. Let me just prove that point for the sake of this video that I'm making, in case any of the right-wing coons or clowns, because again, he said, oh, look at the FBI statistics and all this other stuff. So real quick, I'm going to run by the FBI statistics so we could get the real of what's going on. So hold on. No, not that. Hold on 1 second. While I pull up the stats. All right. Yeah, let's start here. Right. So as far as 2019, right? As far as 2019, go Trump, right? So it's an FBI site. This is FBI, FBI.gov, right? So as 2019, right here, you have white, you have Black American, right? You have that right there. And you have these are the totals, and these are the offenses, right? So murder and right here and manslaughter. See, white 3,600, black 4,000. See, it's not that huge of a disparity. Rape, white 11,000, black only 4,000. Right? So white people rape more. Well, we know that. White people do way more raping than African Americans and black people. Robbery, right? White 25,000, black people 29,000. Hey, we trying to take back what they took from us, right? Like I remember Paul Mooney says, we're stolen property, right? Burglary, right? White 81,000, black people 34,000. So every time something's being stolen or missing, like the cell phone situation that I showed you guys, they look for the black person. knowing during according to the FBI, white people steal way more than black people, and this is historically white people steal more. Historically, white people steal more. So the person who steals more has the audacity and the nerve to look at stolen property or stolen people that they took and say, no, you're the real thief. Right? So go through this. So this is just I'm just going through it real quick. Right? Like arson. Right? Arson right here. White people, 4,000. White on black people, only 1,500. Right? Violent crime. White people. Violent crime, 209,000. 9,000. Black people. We're not even close to 200,000. This is a 2019. Right? So the things that black people, I wouldn't even say surpass, it's a small margin. But we can see all certain crimes that white people make totally past us. And one of the disturbing things is freaking rape. But we all know that you commit crimes more in closer to people in your own neighborhood. No one goes outside of your neighborhood to commit a crime. So they're doing this mostly to themselves. But again, the poster child and the poster people for robbery, rape, destruction of property, just criminality is always a black man. But the FBI stat says something different. So again, there's more white people, right? But he, according to his metrics, yeah, there's more white people, but black people do more crime. Not according to the FBI. So that's one. Oh no, not that one. Oh shit. I got rid of one by accident. Anyway, doesn't matter. Right? I still have, let me just run a couple through. So I have a brother, right? And I picked one of the most redneck places. He lives in a very white redneck area. Damn. Right? So this is Indiana. Because Afro dumbass gonna say, pick a place where there's nothing but white people. It's gonna be like no crime. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what he was saying, right? Because there's more white people. Pick a white town, right? So see this figure here. So it's African American, black. So green means no problem. Yellow means sometimes a problem. Orange over here means always a problem. Red over here, orange, means almost always a problem. Red means always a problem, right? So you have 27 percentile for not a problem. So it's saying 27% of African Americans not a problem, 42% sometimes a problem, and then 9% almost always a problem, and 20% always a problem. So yeah. And then you have right here, we got white people. Again, same percentile as far as like not a problem. 27. So for African Americans, it's 27.7 versus white people 27.2. So by a small margin, black people are less than a problem. You have more law-abiding black people that are more not a problem than white people. White people will most likely be a problem slightly by their own metrics. By this stat right here, where it's mostly white people in Indiana, and 56% of white people sometimes a problem versus 42% of black people. Then 8% of almost always a problem. Well, versus black people, which is up by 1 percentile, which I find that kind of odd and strange, right? And again, always a problem, right, is only 8% versus black people, that's 20%. Those metrics are odd. I'm not trying to be biased, but it's weird that it's you have us mostly not a problem, but when it comes to the extreme, we're extreme on both sides. It's weird. We're out of it's weird. Yeah, so that's just real quick what the metrics are and showing. And this one last graph here I'm going to show. Mean response to safety by race. Safety by race. Yeah, right here. This is the African American one, is the blue one, and the Caucasian white one is that one. So basically, again, more white people, right? So that's that, right? And we all know about the mass shootings and everything. And I'm gonna show you one other thing just to put the cherry on top. So when it comes to mass shootings, not that. So let's show this one. So right here, white nationalist fueled violence is on the rise, right? All this stuff. The FBI director says white supremacy is all on the rise. We all see that. We all know that, right? So I wish I was able to, again, I had to go and I couldn't like take his bullshit anymore, but I would like to ask him, how does he explain that? How does he explain all these mass shootings that black people and white people, Hispanic people, everybody suffers. Everyone dies, right? So there's a Reuters article, white supremacists behind over 80% of extremism related U.S. murders in 2022. I also, in that FBI poll stat that I also showed you, it says that as far as like hate crimes, oh damn, I wish I showed that to you. That's what I wanted to show you. That white people commit, like, it was like probably like, I'm gonna pull a number out, like 11,000 or 12,000 white people committed hate crimes versus to like not even 2,000 black people committed hate crimes. I think it was almost like 20,000 people on white people that committed hate crimes, right? So again, what is this guy talking about? What is this guy talking about? This guy is just, remember, he's just an African, right? He must have got with Americoon. He must have got with Brandon and Dynas, and he's probably hanging around with Jesse Lee Peterson in a closet somewhere, doing some gay shit, and they just get indoctrinated. I mean, I know Anthony said, "Hey, he's trolling," but it still looks bad because you could say he's trolling, but he's not trolling, because I ran into him before, him saying the same thing. This is like the worst, but he pretty much had the same MO. He pretty much has the same MO about his view on black people, and his view on politics, his view on when a black person says something that is racist, it's all in their heads, all this shit. So this is not something really new for him. So he's just not, let me poke fun at him and stuff like that. Like, nah, he really believes this bullshit. And so let me show you one last video, kind of switching the topic here. So this was a thing that he also had, and it was pretty much about this white guy saying, should we recolonize Africa, yada yada yada, and he was talking about skin bleaching cream and this other English stuff. Did a lot of right. So he's gonna say something that's even crazy. Again, it makes him look bad at the same time. It's like, the saying, throwing rocks at glass houses is like, it's worse. It's like him shooting himself in the head, or him shooting himself in the foot, saying, "But I'm okay. You're the one that's really hurt because I got blood on you." It's. I'll show you what he's gonna say.
Allow the Cameroon and the French. Look inside Cameroon, French speaking, and who did that? The colonial. They created.
That's because Africans are weak. That's why it happened, sir. You're justifying his point. If someone can come and get you to speak the language, wait, hold on. If someone can come,
need to come back and America and colonize them.
Wait, if somebody can can come, change your language. You know, America fought a war against the British and took.
So you hear that? He's saying if a white man could come in and because Africans are weak because of colonialism. If you were colonized, you're weak. This is what he's saying. So again, he's from the Gambia. So he's saying he's weak. He's saying he is weak. He is speaking English, right? So Gambia was conquered by whites and Arabs. So he's doubly weak, right? Because I remember one time he said he went to, when he was in Gambia, he went to Muslim school and all that other dumb shit and stuff like that, right? So he's doubly weak. Again, how like what? That's insane. That's crazy talk.
Their independence from them. They didn't hand it to them. They fought a war and they stood up on wait.
So I'm gonna check him on that, and you're gonna see how he's just gonna switch up. Well, no, of course, I don't mean that, and yada yada. And first, when I came in, remember, I came in and I told him, because remember from the other video, right? I left and he said, "Oh, I was running." So when I came here in the beginning, I was like, I wasn't running, and I told him how much of a sellout he was and how much of a coon he was or whatever. But I was talking about this, so he kind of, I guess, let it ride a little bit. But I'm gonna address what he said in my closing.
To them, they fought a war and they stood up on wait, hold on. When was the last time you saw did you ever see America, you know, begging the British for anything? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, they work together. They work
No. Answer my question. America has.
I kind of want to put it forward to this. I'm just gonna let it rock because I don't want to like miss my turn too much. It's gonna do this a little bit. Yeah, it should be my turn soon. It's gonna be my turn soon.
Yes, and I also disagree with you saying that.
All right, cool. Yeah, it should be me. So other guy got on. So he told that other guy that, and I'm gonna respond to all the bullshit that he's gonna say. Like, I don't know. Like, I got nothing up, man. Every time I do this on other people's channel, I think they trying to I think they're trying to stop it, yo. Because I don't get it. Because I'm good. Everything else plays. Every time I'm talking about another YouTuber or something, my shit always goes slow. All other videos work. This one don't work. I think they're looking at it and they're trying to stop it. I think they're trying to flag it. Like, I didn't give him permission to use my video. So this is what probably ends up happening. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'm gonna refresh it. This is the last video I had to get.
The civilization is a cancer. So hold on.
Hold on, let me get back.
Everyone knows civilization is a cancer.
Oh man, come on. I refreshed it. Oh, I really don't want to monologue over this because I really want him to say, because I'm the only one saying that, oh, he didn't say that, and I'm just lying.
Look, society. Civilization is never there to.
Anyway, so I'm gonna let it load or whatever the fuck it's trying to do. So basically, I've pretty much told them what civilization is. Civilization is only benefits the colonizer, not the people that are being colonized, right? So you saying that being colonized means that you're weak, You're much trying to say that that because I was going to say, if everyone read the book Sheikh Anta Diop, Civilization or Barbarism, basically is saying, because he has a European mindset, if you're wicked and you're evil enough and you conquer people and you subject people, you're good because you did it for their own benefit, which is you only did it for your own benefit because you benefited off of their subjugation. But I'm still civilized. No, what you're doing is barbarous.
The colonizer is never there to help the people. The colonizer is there to help himself. Right. So
we know that. We absolutely know that.
Okay.
Yeah. Like no one is sitting here saying, but we're just pointing out the obvious, the facts. Like people need to get out of their feelings and see the world for what it really is. I did not design the world. I'm not saying this is how it's supposed to be, but this is the reality. I think it's pretty ridiculous, some of these points that have been brought. And this is proving the point why Africa can be recolonized. Because some of the points I'm hearing here proves that.
Proves that Africa is weak, which means that you are weak too, you little bitch. So pretty much I felt that I proved my point right here. So because Africa, because if you're colonized, you're weak, right? So again, he's from Gambia. He's not part of diaspora. He grew up in Gambia and he came to the States. So by him saying Africa is weak because they were colonized, he's saying he's also weak. And so like I understand constructive criticism. I understand African history as far as like the fundamentals of African history of how we became colonized. And our problem, and Dr. Henry Clark says, is that our greatest asset is also our greatest downfall. And what is that, you may ask? Our greatest asset is our humanity, right? To be human, right? To see other people as human beings. But it's also our downfall to see other people as human beings that don't have that same humanity for you. And that's our downfall. We didn't see what their intentions was. We just let them into our house because they had smiles. They look like ghosts. I remember I wish I need to get that from, I gotta go in my library, get a book. If you read Chancellor Williams' Destruction of Black Civilization, there was this people in Africa, they never seen a white person before, right? And so like the spirits and their demons, when they have their little ceremonies, they'll dress up in white paint, saying like, okay, I'm because their demons to them are white. So when they first saw these white people, they were afraid. They were like, oh my God, these demons, these people are real, right? But what did they do anyway? They put that aside and they embraced them. And it's okay, fine, these are not real demons. They found out later on that they were, but they're like, yo, you're a man like me. You have 2 arms, 2 legs, yada, yada, yada. You speak different, you look weird or whatever, but you're still a man. But that's our problem. We didn't know what their intentions were. And that is the problem with Africa right now. He also said that, Africa is, remember, this guy is a continental African. He's not someone from, it's not an excuse. He's not someone from the diaspora that doesn't know anything about Africa. He's on the ground in Africa. He also said that Africans also, I just lost my train of thought. He said Africans were also colonized too, also because they didn't know how to. Oh my God, I don't want to misquote him, but he was saying a lot of things that made no sense as an African that you should know, right? Being colonized is not a sign of weakness. Oh, I remember. He says Africans don't know how to organize each other, and they were weak also. I'm kind of paraphrasing here because they were always fighting. They're always fighting each other. They're always fighting. So that's how the white man was able to do on there, because they're not organized. So what he told there was a half-assed truth, right? He's making it seem that white people don't fight We all get along just fine and everything, that's what he's insinuating. So why would you put, oh, those people always fight? Now, who's saying that right now? White people who committed genocide. There's people and animals that no longer exist on the planet Earth no more. And he's saying that, oh no, but the black people are the ones that commit that all they do is fight. During the time, so this is where it's a half truth. So during the time during the transatlantic slave trade, when the Portuguese came and then the Spanish came and so on and so forth, and they created the slave market, also known as the Gold Coast in Africa. There was no slave market in West Africa at that time. The only thing closest to a slave market will be the something that the Arabs, when the Arabs went into West Africa and they started something sort of a slave market, but it was never an indigenous African slave market trading black people. So when they went in there, the Portuguese and other Europeans went in there, they saw that, hey, people war. There are no groups of people that don't go to war, period. There are no groups of people that don't go to war. So him saying, oh, they're fighting all the time. Okay, what do you mean they're fighting all the time? You got to put that in proper context, right? So what white people did, if you guys aren't avid readers or anything like that, just look at Shaka Zulu of what happened. White people went in there and they played both sides of the conflict. They went to one group people, they went to Songhai, and they went to whatever, just pick a time period, and they were like, oh, who are you fighting with? Oh, I don't like those people over there. We have a problem. We have an issue. Oh, here's some guns to help you fight. Look, it'll help you kill them faster. Oh, really? Yeah. What you gonna do with the slaves? What you gonna do with your prisoners of war? Oh, nothing. We may have them here, have them work, our village, our city, or whatever. Give it to me, and I give you more guns and other trinkets. Shit, okay. They went over to the other side that they weren't. Did the same thing. And that's how that's how the slave trade started. So again, like I said earlier, we did not know what their intentions was. So him saying that Africans weak because we're colonized, oh, we speak another language. Even before that, Africans spoke several different languages, right? Even minus the Arabic one. We spoke several different languages. So this guy is a MAGA mental midget that don't know what the F he's talking about. And again, he's talking bad about himself. He's a West African. That's not giving constructive criticism saying that, oh, Africans are weak. He said in general, he didn't say West Africans, he didn't say East Africans, he didn't say North Africans, he said Africans as a whole are weak. So again, I don't think it's trolling. He's just a fucking idiot. Right? We'll go down and read the comments. He's okay. We go to Nappy Yankee. He's an African who calls Africans weak, just like Brandon. Yeah, you're right. Black Americans call Black Americans weak and basically deserving opposition. They are both wings of the same dirty bird. Exactly. Because remember, and I'm saying that's the common denominator. The common denominator with these guys, your Brandons, your the guy that runs the Black Republican, the Republican twins, Anton Daniels, Jesse Lee Petersons, Tim Scott, and the list goes on and on. These guys are self-hating Black people that hates other Black people, that needs a home, looking for a home. Where can I go to a place where Black people are hated? Oh, the Republican Party. Okay, yeah, I'm a conservative now because niggas ain't shit. Niggas are stupid. Niggas don't take care of their family. Niggas. Oh, I also, because I sped it up. Also, I said, so I said, according to your statistics, right? There should be more Black people that commit crimes, because we went into crimes, so we went into the crime stats and statistics. I said, I don't have a criminal record. I know other Black men that don't have criminal records, right? So based upon your metrics, because I know I know more black people than I know white people. So I don't. So most black men that I know don't have a criminal record. They're not in jail. They if they're not married to their children's to their children's mother, they're in their children's life. They know where their father is. So all your racist Republican rhetoric makes no sense in my world. I'm not saying that's not a thing. I'm not saying all black men take care of their kids. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying based upon your paradigm, if you're saying more than half and it's a systemic problem, then I should know a handful of black men that are serving time right now. I should know a handful of black men that's selling drugs right now. I should know a handful of black men that's about to do a robbery right now. There's a handful of black men that I should know that got like 4, 5, 6 different baby mamas right now. I don't know niggas. Maybe your problem is that you're around niggas all the time. I'm around black men all the time. I'm around black married men with children that's living their life, doing the best that they can, enjoying life with their wife and their children like me. But black Republicans don't see that. I think they grew up around niggas and they think that everyone else is just niggas. And a nigga, black man, nigga, same thing. Saying just like your Brandon saying that his mother ain't shit and his father's locked up and my aunt be tricking and my uncle's a pimp. Like, that's sad. That is very sad. Right? That Brandon from Pancoonism Strikes Back. He tells his whole life. I'm not disparaging the guy or anything like that. I know this because this is what he says on his lives. Right? So I guess, I don't want to call him weak-minded, but he is weak-minded in a way. But if that's your experience and that's everyone that's around you, well, these are black people that I grew up in, and you think that's your world, then yeah, I can understand why you would think that. But you need to rise above that. I know people in my family, and again, not everyone could rise above those situations. I have people in my wife's family where, because one of them, like the parent, one of them is American or whatever, right? And the father got the wife on drugs, so they're both drug addicts. The father died, right? The father's American. My wife's aunt, she's Jamaican Panamanian, right? And her cousin grew up, so they deported her mother back, right? And so she stayed with her grandmother on her father's side that passed. So it's her cousin and her. They go out when they want. It's their grandmother. It's not one of those strict Southern grandmothers. They just do whatever. She just let them do whatever they want. So my wife's cousin ended up graduating, getting a job, doing her thing. The other one ended up tricking, hoeing, doing all type of stuff, pregnant, and all that other stuff. They're in the same situation. Got the same freedoms that they shouldn't have. And one was like, hey, look, I'm not going to do that because I know where that can lead me. The other one is like, fuck that girl. I'm doing my thing. I'm going here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. So we all have choices. But basically what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to Republicans, you got to understand these people need therapy. They've been hurt by black people. They've been hurt by black people. And basically, that's the common denominator when it comes to them, man. So that's really about it. I pretty much want to like bring this to light to let you guys know, like, hey, as much as I don't like FBA and be talking that bullshit, there's some truth to it. There is some truth to it. And when they bump into guys like this, it just confirms all the things that they've been saying. It doesn't make Tariq Nakoon look like he knows what he's talking about when he has no idea what he's talking about. But again, remember, when it comes to Tariq Nasheed, he's exaggerating. So even if you see one person that like an Afro-coon like this saying something, that's not representative of all Afro-coons. That's not representative of all Africans. You know what I'm saying? That's not representative of all Africans, right? And only someone with low intelligence would think, well, that one person is like that, then they're all like that. Then you, as a failed bitch ass American or a black American, that's a white supremacist talking point. Well, I saw that black person, he stole that, so all them niggas do that. And you'd be like, no, my grandmother don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. But anyway, that's pretty much it. That's what I probably wanted to bring up. And yeah, man, just be vigilant when you see a black American say something crazy as that. Is no different than an African saying that. The problem here is white supremacy and ignorance and not knowing the difference between a black man and a nigga. And what Chris Rock says, I hate niggas. I wish that, I didn't want to join the Ku Klux Klan, but in his joke, he said, I'll join the Ku Klux Klan. I hate a nigga because you can't do anything around niggas. You know what I'm saying? You open up a club, grand opening, grand closing. You know what I'm saying? You can't go to movies with niggas. Why? Because niggas is shooting at the screen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understands that. But for a black Republican, there's no difference between niggas and black people because they're the same. You know what I'm saying? They're the same. Two sides of the same coin. You know what I'm saying? The only difference between niggas is one is a man and the other one is a woman. So that's the Republican mindset. Anthony, thank you for coming through and contributing to the chat. He wrote he hasn't read the narrative of Abdullah Equiano. Abdullah Equiano, on slave narrative and slave Africans who survived the Middle Passage. So now Equiano, he was a slave, he was a Muslim, and how he got status was he used to just obviously they're Christianizing the African slaves, to Christianize them, to pacify them, right? And everyone knows anything about religion. You read the Quran, the stories in Quran and the stories in the Bible are the same. So he already knew the stories. So as he's being told and being indoctrinated into this dogma of Christianity, he was saying, oh, I know that story. And they found that he read Arabic and everything. He read and he wrote Arabic and everything. He was a prince too. He was a prince in his back in Africa. So yeah, so Juan Equion, yeah, so that's very good, Anthony. I'm glad you said that. Glad you added that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. If you have any comments or you think I got anything wrong or have any show ideas, yeah, please, do let me know, contribute to the conversation and stuff like that. I don't ask for super chats. I don't ask for, sell me. I don't do that. I'm not a grifter. I'm not Dynas. I'm not Brandon. I'm not Tariq Nasheed. I don't do that. My whole purpose, and I take time out my day of being a husband and being a father, is to spread the right, correct information and not the disinformation that's just plaguing our minds right now. Right. So just free to like, share, and subscribe. That's basically all that I ask. Just like, share, and subscribe. And remember, an African did this. a foundational broken African did this. And we know he's pretty much making fun of it, guys. So I'll leave out with this Dr. Umar. I love it because it says a lot. It pretty much hits the nail on the head on what I'm fighting when I come on YouTube. So enjoy.
When you get to my level of education, you become a coon or a Negro. And what's the difference between a coon and a Negro, Envy? The Negro is innocent in his ignorance. The Negro think Jesus is white. The Negro think white people are smarter. It's not his fault. He's been miseducated, Charlemagne. But the coon is dangerous. The coon knows Jesus wasn't white. The coon knows white people are not superior to blacks, but they will act like they are because they're going to get something for doing so. The coon consciously sells out his people. The Negro does it out of ignorance. I can work with a Negro. Never trust the coon. When you get to my level.
Peace, y'all. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.